you want to get better aim in Counter-Strike? Well, you're in luck because today I want to share with you the best aim routine that I've ever used in Counter-Strike. Now, the reason that I really like this aim routine is because I've used it myself for the past 4 years, and I've seen significant improvement since then. I went from just starting out to a semi-professional player, so let's not waste any time. We'll get right into it after a quick word from SkinsMonkey. Today's video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a site where you can trade your skins that you don't want anymore to get some fresh, clean, new skins. All you do is you log in through Steam and then put in the items that you don't want anymore, grab the items that you do, and then click trades. Trades happen almost immediately, and any extra balance that you don't use in your current trade will roll over so you can use it in a future trade as well. Right now you can get a free $5 if you use code Austin on the site, and if you were to use my code you get an extra 5% on top of the 30% deposit bonus. So let's say that you deposit $100, you would get $135 on the site, and you can use that for a future trade. So go ahead and check out SkinsMonkey and let's get right back into the video. Now before we get into it, I want to just go ahead and say all of the numbers that I recommend it doing in this video, i.e. the amount of kills, the amount of time, it's all subject to change. I'm just going to tell you how I did it, and you can kind of tweak it and do whatever makes you comfortable. As long as you feel like you're improving, then the aim routine is working. So I actually like to start my day in aimbots. Now when you get into this map, it's really easy. All you do is you make sure you put all of the walls down so the bots only spawn on one side, and after that I just like to grab the AK or the deagle, whichever I'm feeling that day, and I just like to shoot the bots just to get my wrist warmed up for the day. Now the trick here is that you want to go for taps where you're flicking and just trying to tap their heads as fast as you can. Now another thing that you can do instead of just tapping is you can actually practice your spray transfers here against the bots, which is actually one of my favorite things to do. What you do is you pick a bot and you spray from one to the other and see how, if you can transfer to them. Now when you mix tapping as fast as you can with the spray transfers, you actually start to get a real good feeling for the AK, and this really helps with getting you warmed up for the next part of the aim routine. Now the trick to this aim routine is that you can actually do this for as long as you want. You can do this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long until you feel comfortable with your aim. Personally, I like to try to get 1,000 kills as fast as I can, which normally takes me about 10 to 15 minutes. But if you're just starting out, you can go with maybe 100, 200, maybe 500 kills, anything here, just to kind of get a feel for it. Now once you're done with aimbots, we're going to move on to the next step of the aim routine. Now this part is actually super fun, and this is the part that I enjoy the most, which is playing Deathmatch. Now wherever you decide to play Deathmatch, it doesn't really matter. You could play the good old-fashioned Valve DM, which I actually would strongly recommend against, or you could play Prac.com servers, which is what I think people are kind of using right now. It's actually not a sponsored video, I promise. I just genuinely use Prac all the time, so highly recommend the servers. There'll be a link in the description, you can check it out. But go ahead and connect to a Deathmatch server, and what I like to do is I like to try to get as many kills as I can in a session. I normally play Deathmatch for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I know some of you guys probably just rolled your eyes and you're thinking, Austin, an hour-long Deathmatch session? We have to understand that when I grind my aim, I'm trying to compete at a pro level, so I really have to put in the time and grind. Now for beginners, I like to recommend that you do the 5 minutes to 10 minutes of aimbots and you move into a deathmatch session where you play for 10 to 15 minutes. Now the reason that I really enjoy deathmatch is because it's not like other aim trainers that are outside of the game where you only focus on aim. When you play deathmatch, you also have to focus on stuff like counter strafing, crosshair placement, and things like that. And I really think that building this in a deathmatch environment is actually really good. Now some of you guys are probably thinking, Austin, isn't this a bit excessive? I don't want to do an hour of warm-up before I play, but I'd like to remind you that this is actually not a warm-up routine. This is an aim training routine, and they're completely different. Because some days I only do aim training and I don't even play. I don't go play matches. I don't go try to play 5v5. I just do my aim routine to improve my aim, and then I get off for the day, because it is a little bit excessive to just go for an hour straight, because your arm starts to get a little bit tired. In the future I could even make a warm-up routine video if that's something you guys are interested in, but I would just recommend keeping your warm-up light, probably 5 to 10 minutes of deathmatch max a day, and then hopping into your games. You don't always need to do aim training on a day-to-day basis. An aim training thing is something that you maybe do twice a week, maybe once a week if you're really, just kind of chilling. So with all that being said, let me just summarize it, and here's my recommendations for the aim routine. If you're a beginner, highly recommend you hop in aimbots, play for 5 to 10 minutes right before you go into your deathmatch session, and try to keep it light. Don't go too hard. You don't want to start too intense. Maybe 10-15 minutes in the deathmatch session, and then you should be good for your aim training for the day. If you're an intermediate player, someone who's kind of in between the beginner but not quite at like the higher level yet, then I think that it's okay to still grind your aim like that, but you don't need to go too crazy. I would say for intermediate players, try to do like 10 to 15 minutes, hit that 1,000 kill mark in aimbots, and then go play deathmatch for maybe half an hour, and that can be a really good way to train your aim. And lastly, if you want to do exactly what I did, you can. I did 1,000 kills as fast as I could in aimbots every day, and then I went and I played deathmatch for about an hour. Now I know some of you guys are probably going to want to follow in my steps. I would like to just remind you that I built into that. That's not something that I just started, and that's why I'm not recommending that you just start there. If you try to start there, your arm is going to get injured. Believe it or not, there is such a thing as gamer injuries, and it should not be taken lightly. I don't want you guys to be going out and hurting your wrist or your arm because you're doing this too much. That's how you develop stuff like carpal tunnel, things like that. It's really not good. You need to kind of build into it, kind of like an exercise, right? You don't want to just start heavy because you might hurt yourself, and I don't want you guys to do that. So try to build into it if you're just beginning. That's pretty much going to do it for me. So go ahead and try this out for the next couple of weeks and let me know how it does, and let me know if you get any better with it. If you guys have any questions, anything that you want to know about the routine, any, like, hey, Austin, maybe what if I wanted to do this instead? Go ahead and ask. I'll make sure that I answer in the comments below, and that's going to be it. So if you guys did enjoy the video, I would appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video. You know what to do. You know the routine. And that's it. If you guys want more content from me, I've got some more channels. They're on my face, I think. Go check them out. Yeah, that's it. Much love, guys. Best of luck, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the server sometime.